Okay, now we're going to do a video of the different Cobra Commanders, or at least some of the different Cobra Commanders that they've made. I've pretty much almost owned every single Cobra Commander that has ever been made. Both when I was younger, I had 2 or 3 versions of him. Here you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of him. And sometimes they're quite drastic, and sometimes they're just a little bit changes. And so right now I think it looks like I actually have one of each that is actually different. But he's had 43 versions of Cobra Commander made. According to Yojo.com, the only person that's had more figure versions is Snake Eyes, and they have him listed as having 44 different versions. So the one thing is actually all of these are the 25th anniversary versions of Cobra Commander. I have some older ones, but again, they're probably buried away. And another thing a lot of collectors have to do if they don't sell it or don't have the room for something is what we call retiring a figure. And in my eyes, that means that you use a figure up until they come up with a better figure, or one that you like better of a certain character, or if you're a customizer, then you might make your own. And so quite a bit of my figures have been retired because as much as I like to display as much as I can, there's just not enough room in the JJ room that I have. So some of them have to be retired, and then once they get retired, their pieces can be lost, and basically you just take them and either stick them in Tupperware or a box, or for a while there I was buying those kind of little like toolboxes that most fathers or other guys would have their nuts and bolts and stuff in. You know, it's a gray box, and it has little plastic drawers that slide in and out, and there's like I don't know, usually 20 or 30 little drawers, and they're usually the perfect size for fitting a G.I. Joe figure. So the one thing with all these 25th anniversary figures is, who do you use as Cobra Commander? And so that is always a tough decision, and let's just go through. There's this one, which is basically Cobra Commander in his normal military outfit that he's had basically since 1982. This one has him with the hood on. Normally he has a battle helmet that has a silver faceplate, but some people like to say that he wears this hood when he's in the safety of headquarters, and then when he's on the battlefield, normally he'll wear the more safer and better concealing helmet, because you know, if this was real world, then a wind could come by and just blow off his hood, and then everybody knows what Cobra Commander looks like. And that's one thing that they've always done pretty well, is trying to make you guess, you know, why does he wear that hood? Does he wear it because he's undercover? Does he wear it because he's disfigured? Does he wear it because he's a half human, half snake person? Yeah, it's, you know, it runs the gamut of why does he wear that hood. So this one I don't really use too much because I don't really like the hood very much. I mean, it's not that it's bad, it's just a personal choice. I am not really into the hood. But one cool thing is, if you do like the hood, there's this version, and I would not be able to tell you what version this is, because with 43 different versions, and sometimes it's just, does it have a bigger Cobra emblem on it? Did they paint the little triangle on his belt buckle? Does he have 2 open gloved hands? Does he have 1 fist? You know, it's very small variations, and that make you realize what. And then by the time I usually get to a figure, I've done what they call a lazy bleep custom, and that would be where you just take the figure apart. Not so much for me with these 25th anniversary ones, because again you have to crack the body apart because they don't have the screw that holds the earlier 82 figures and some later ones together. So no, I don't do that. But that's basically, with this one you can basically take and put on different legs, or you can take the head off and put on a different head. But anyway, so that's one version of Cobra Commander that we have right here. The next version is kind of like a take off of his battle, gosh, what was that called? Battle Corps, that's it. Yeah, that was one of the lines. Except for his was painted black, I believe. And then, oh wait, it came in yellow first, and then it was painted black. So this one, again, is, in a way, a lazy bastard, what do you call it, custom. And by that is because there's a great site called CobraStickers.com, and they sell stickers, that they make themselves. And so I took one of them and I put it on his uniform here, because in the original one he had a Cobra symbol on it, and then for whatever reason Hasbro didn't want it, or couldn't find it feasible to pay the amount that it would have cost to make sure that he had his Cobra emblem on his chest. So anyway, so that's what I did. But it is kind of cool, because I don't think in the original Battle Corp one did he have a Cobra symbol on his hood there, but that's what that blurry red spot is. Face to face, it's not that blurry, but because of my camera. But that's what that is. Then we have a repaint of the Resolute Cobra Commander, which for the most part was the most up-to-date, recent version of Cobra Commander. And he was blue. And again, I don't use this one too much, because even though he has the battle helmet, which I do like, he has this cape type thing over his shoulders, and so he can't really raise his arms too high. And then he also has this kind of skirt jacket type thing on his lower half, so he's not able to really pick up his legs too much. And so if you're trying to sit him in, quote, a throne or a vehicle or whatever, that doesn't happen much. But he is still a cool one to have, because he's kind of like a Roman take on Cobra Commander, because, or kind of like a Civil War, take as well, because they wore those long jackets then. So that's kind of my opinion of what he kind of looks like. Then we have another one which I'm very fond of, and this is the Battle Armor Cobra Commander, and that's because I believe in 1987 he was the very first Cobra Commander I ever owned. So even though this is a 25th version of him, it's as good, if not better, than what he looked like in 1987. And what's kind of cool too is that his helmet comes off, and so even if his helmet comes off, he's still got secrecy. And then I'm about to run out of time here, so the next one is another lazy custom, and that's because I took the legs from a different figure that had the red stripe down the side, which you will see this one does not, and I like that red stripe, so I put him on there. And then I used one of the staffs that comes with a different figure, and then I used a cape that comes with a different figure. And I really like this one because this is the first figure that's ever had a chrome plated faceplate, so it's very lifelike to what he looked like in the cartoon, even as early as 1982, but just with the added articulation and better detail. So anyway, that's some of my Cobra Commanders. Thanks for watching.